Don't want to do this.
It says we're live.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you are all doing well today. We are back after a little break.
Hey, everybody.
Book Lover's here and says hi.
Hey, book lover.
How are you guys today? Bethany's here.
All right. There should be a Skillshare thing at the top left. Can you guys see that okay?
There is a little sponsorship thingy.
Just let us know.
Yeah.
Don't be shy.
As soon as I saw Melanie Martinez, you're back. Oh my God, it's Melanie. Marvelous Music Monday. Welcome back, says Gail. Caleb says hello from South Africa. Bethany says, yep, I see it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Great. Colleen says, good morning to my favorite people.
Good morning, Colleen.
Raisin says, good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Eunice says, finally, I'm on time. Colby says, hello. I've never clicked so fast. It's pinned at the top. Also, hello, Scott and Donna. That's Lily Check. Hi, Lily
Good.
Check. Good. You guys can see the pinned comment.
So Skillshare reached out to us. You know, we've done a few ads for them, and they asked if they could sponsor the lives. So they're giving out 100 free more months of Skillshare.
100 subscriptions.
100 more subscriptions, or months of subscriptions. And so we put the link in our description, and we thought that was very nice of them.
Yeah,
so
click on the link.
Thank you, Skillshare.
Click on the link, guys, if you want to.
Because generally,
classes.
I couldn't think of anything else to talk about for the videos. So there's that. How was everybody's week? We missed you.
Morning, Scott and Donna. I bought my son his first sketchbook and watercolor set, and he's having so much fun. I've missed sharing my morning with you both.
Oh,
that was Leon. That's awesome.
That is amazing.
That is very awesome. Oh my God, my two favorite artists, art and music, in the same video. Oh my God, I love your art so much. I'm going to a Melanie Martinez concert as well.
Oh, thank you. You guys have been very patient with me on getting around to her.
Did you know you have Brazilian fans?
I think I did, but I can always take more. How is everything in Brazil?
Article says it's so freaking long since I came on a live. It feels so empty when I don't watch them. So good to be back.
Yeah.
Color Wheel. Scott, I actually got to catch you live. You always make my day whenever I see your videos.
Thank you.
Live was definitely needed today, said Book Lover.
Oh.
Stu finally gets to be on a live. What are you doing for today?
I am going to draw a musician named Melanie Martinez. She was very highly requested for like the last year.
Yeah, for a while.
And I never got around, I think because I saw the creepy prosthetic face, and I was like, I don't really want to draw that. That looks like something that Kim would want to draw.
Kim Diaz. Steph Nerd says morning.
Good morning.
How are you, friend? Collie says I've had horrible burnout for a week now. Oh no, I'm sorry.
I get that.
Jamie Xavier says, I'm sorry, but Melanie Martinez is a very problematic person, and she has a history of abuse with her partner and has several credible accusations against her.
Ah, okay. Well, that could be one of the reasons why I didn't draw her before, too. I know I did a little bit of research, but I couldn't remember why I didn't draw her before.
Well, you've only done thousands of drawings, so that could,
Well, thank you for letting me know.
J Cream Game says, hi, Scott and Donna. Would you guys have any advice for helping a friend that has been going through an emotionally hard time?
I'll let Donna handle that one.
Okay. Without knowing specifics, which you don't have to share, which is fine, I would say just be there for them. Just offer them a shoulder, somebody to talk to, and just kind of sit with them as they go through it. I think that's the important thing sometimes, is to just sit with people and be there where they are. Ryan says, hey, yo, good morning here.
Hey, good morning.
Jake says, I just got into my dream art school and I wanted to thank you for inspiring me.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
That is very exciting news.
Very excited for you.
Stoic Philosophy says, I love that you always stream when it's afternoon in Germany, so I don't have to try to watch it in school.
Well, we do it just for you.
Let's see.
So, does anybody else have any more information about Melanie Martinez? Are the accusations, and just so I know going forward with this?
He has never tried that brand of gouache, Morissetta. Scripture and Art says, hey, you all, good morning. I just started my second art series on my channel last night. You really inspired me to keep going.
Oh, that's wonderful. Congrats.
Let's see. Can you please try the watercolor brush that dispenses water?
Oh, yeah. If I ever get around to picking one up, yes, I will.
Markers or watercolors today?
Watercolors.
Let's see. I love her. I'm so excited. Scott, you inspired me to do art. It's been a while since I made it to a live stream.
Welcome.
This person says, oh no, your first exposure to her was the four-eyed creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
It
a little
was
creepy.
a little weird.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, Mayhem recently did a portrait of us together. Any idea where I can share it?
Oh, we have an email address
On the bottom of the website.
on the website, and we also have a Discord.
Yeah.
Would love to see it.
Yeah. We're a little behind in reading the chat. There's a lot of you here. What brand of paper are you using right now?
I'm using Grabby's 100% cotton watercolor paper, which is really good.
Let's see. No idea about the drama. I've heard from some people that it was all false accusations, and some people swear they were all real, so I never looked any deeper since it was hard to find any unbiased info.
Yeah.
It's very shaky, honestly. The person who made the accusation has multiple accusations against different people. No idea about the drama. Let's see. Sweet Shake says, Dear Scott and Donna, school is coming back in a couple of months, and I'm still debating whether I should focus more on traditional art or animation. Any advice?
Traditional art or animation? Ah, boy. I think possibly look and see where the jobs are in your area, and see if that is something that you can do. Like, you might be in an area where there is more work for traditional art, and you might be in an area where there's a lot of animation. Animation isn't prevalent everywhere. So I would look to that. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that might help you with your decision. But I mean, obviously your number one decision is where your heart is.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. I would 100%
But
agree with that.
I'm going off the assumption that you've already factored that in, and still can't decide. So if that's the case, I would 100% look and see where the jobs are, because you got to make a living.
Colleen said, I'm visiting my stepmom in Michigan, so I went from being 2 hours behind in Idaho to an hour ahead in Michigan today. Definitely a mind bender for a 62-year young artist.
That's funny.
Time zones are a thing. They really are a thing. They definitely mess with you, that's for sure. What's your favorite drawing you've ever done?
Gosh, I want to say, for now we'll say the trans painting.
Let's see. Hey, Scott, can I have some advice? My friend doesn't really listen to me often, and I don't know how to tell her that filming me while I'm talking to her. And it tails off from there. I guess they ran out of letters. I'm assuming you don't like that they're filming while they're talking to you? Do you have any advice for that?
Well, I think at some point you're going to have to lay down some sort of ground rules for your friendship, because if they are your friend, they will not do things that hurt you. I also, just not knowing why they're filming. Are they like a film major? Do they want to become a cinematographer? Or do they just want to remember the time with you or whatnot? But I think maybe set up some boundaries to say, you know, you can film me on these times or whatever. Like, you know, like if it's something that they want to do and they don't have anybody else to film and they're asking you if they could film you, I don't know, maybe set up some boundaries where you're helping them and they're helping you. But if they're doing it in a creepy way, then I don't think they're really your friend.
Do the bracelets bother you when you're drawing?
Not anymore. They did when I first started wearing them, but I kind of got used to them.
Why did you keep wearing them if they bothered you?
I liked the idea of it enough to want to get used to it.
Is the Grabby watercolor paper similar to the Be Creative watercolor sketchbook paper?
It's bumpier. So I don't like it as much as the Be Creative, but it's not bad. I like it better than the Arches.
They would like to see the photo reference when you get a minute. Scott's using the Zebra brush pen, his favorite pen. And if you guys would like to see the rest of the supplies that he uses, they're in the supply list on the website.
I don't think I captured it perfectly, but I am a little rusty having taken a week off.
Have you listened to any Melanie songs? And if so, what's your favorite?
I have not.
Are you going to make any more Pride-themed art this month?
I don't know. I am working on animal crackers right now, and my time is very limited. I also don't want to be someone who jumps on a bandwagon because it's Pride Month. When stuff is right, like when we went to the Pride Festival or when we were doing the hair journal and whatnot, I think that feels more natural than going, it's Pride Month, I have to do something. It's kind of the same thing when it was Autism Awareness Month. I was like, if it feels right, if something happens, then I will do it. Of course I will. But I I don't like to force stuff, and I also I don't want to feel like, as someone who's not gay, or part of the LGBTQ, I don't want to feel like I'm doing it in a performative way. So I try to do it throughout the year when I can.
You don't
Because I
feel like
just,
you're taking advantage.
yeah.
Biddy Buggy says, "Oh, don't worry, Scott. We know you're an ally all year round."
Oh, thank you.
Victor says, "I just want to say I got the demo for Tiny Glade. You know, the game you played a while ago. It's
Yes.
very good."
Oh, fantastic.
Sam says, "Good morning. I'm so happy I finally caught alive. Do you like drawing from life a lot?"
I only really like drawing from life. I wish I could draw. I mean, anybody can draw out of their head. I wish my drawings out of my head were as good as the ones that I do from life. And but yeah, I like to fill up a sketchbook and just draw whatever's in front of me.
Do you like Weezer?
I like a couple of their songs. Yeah.
What's your favorite song by them?
I don't think it's the Buddy Holly song. I think it was the other one. But Say It Ain't So, I think, is it.
Kermito is back and says, "I've had this question lingering for a while. Can you sometimes draw too much? Sometimes I draw for almost an entire day for weeks at a time. And though I don't feel burnt out, I feel like it's much."
I think if something makes you happy, no, you can't draw too much. I think if you are getting burnt out from it, then yeah, that's too much. Your body will let you know. But drawing isn't bad for you. It's not, you're not eating too much sugar. You're not watching too much television. You're drawing. The only time it could be considered too much is if it's taking away from something that's more important in your life, whether it be getting good grades, or, spending time with people who love you, or
Eating
just
or sleeping.
eating and sleeping, that kind of thing. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. But no, otherwise, no. Drawing is not a bad thing.
One Up Girl is back and says that she's happy we're back and hope we're doing well. And
Hi.
she says, "My hubby and I celebrated 9 years of marriage last week."
Congratulations.
That's very exciting. Congratulations. And say hi to Rachel for us. Speed Boost Boy says, "Maybe if you just keep the paint on your nails, it won't bother you anymore. LOL. It's a win-win."
Yeah. I don't think paint stays on. You have to keep reapplying it. And
Have you ever seen The Truman Show?
I did. We go down to Seaside, Florida. That's where they filmed The Truman Show. I did a short on it.
Do you think you could do a challenge where you draw a celebrity in your head and then while looking at a reference and then compare?
Wow.
I'm going to go with no.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad one.
You don't like to draw out of your head.
I think what they're saying is that to show the difference of if I did it out of my head compared to what it would look like.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gail asks the question, "What are your thoughts on Adobe's Terms of Service update? It requires users to grant Adobe access to their active projects for content moderation and other purposes, but only if you use their cloud."
Yeah, I don't use their cloud, so I don't really care. I think all of that is bad.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I think anytime you post your art publicly, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, the legal in their stuff says in some way that they're gonna use it. They're gonna any data, your name, your phone number, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter even whether they put it in their terms of service. They're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind, that just don't put things out there that you don't want someone to have. And I understand that there's places that won't do something without without a phone number. Google Voice. You can just pick a phone number and just have a phone number that you can access in case someone leaves you a message or something like that, and it's free. Don't give out your data to anybody if you aren't ready for it. No, I just completely destroyed this.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were doing there because
Jeez,
you're
I was like,
running
oh
it
wait,
back.
I'm using the good tip
Yeah,
one.
you are. You are by my side. We understand that there are allegations against her, and
Yeah, someone just told us about that,
yeah,
and I don't know her, but I've been asked to draw her so many times, like thousands of times, and so I will let you all decide whether she is a good person or not, but I won't endorse her or anything like that.
the tea of the day is the Harrods blend, and Scott's got the Berries decaf blend. Let's see.
I just needed someone to draw today, and so as we get closer to being in full production on Animal Crackers, I will have to be doing this less and less. So just a heads up that right now I think for the next couple months we're going to be okay to still keep going live, but at some point our lives are going to become very sporadic.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to take you live into a sound booth and you guys can watch some voice recordings with us, and hopefully we'll be able to take you to our animation studio and show you what it looks like when people are working on animation. Our goal is to kind of take you guys through the whole process.
Yeah, we're going to kind of transition from Art Scott to Movie Maker Scott.
That is the goal. I'm a part of the LGBTQ, but I definitely understand that you might not always do something for the celebration.
Thank you. It is not for lack of wanting to, but also out of respect for a lot of companies and a lot of people will do a performative thing on Pride Month. And again, so if I don't feel like something is relevant, if I'm not adding anything to the discussion, I don't want to take away from that, and I just don't want it to feel performative. But thank you.
Can I ask, how can I do to fix some issues? I mean, sometimes I get into arguments and end up splitting up with a person and then I don't know how to fix it. Is it permanent hate? How can I fix that?
Well, everybody's different. For me, I'm assuming you're young. And when you're young, you're learning how to interact with other people. And your family and the way that you grew up and the way that you handle discussions or arguments or disagreements, it's going to be different than the way someone else handles arguments and the way that they understand it. And sometimes that stuff just does not mix well. And so I just think what I do is I put a value on somebody. And if this is somebody that I don't want to live without, if this is somebody that is, they're my person, right? Then the bar for them to make me walk away is going to be so high that the only reason why I would ever consider ending that relationship is if they are hurting me, if they are not respecting me, if they are not giving me the love and the respect that I deserve. But if it's a disagreement, never going to stop me from loving them or for them being my friend or whatever it might be. And so I think what you have to do is just evaluate your relationship and say, is this a relationship that I care about? And if so, what are the what's the bar that they have to cross, or what's the line that they have to cross, or whatever. I don't know. That's at least me. I don't know. Maybe Donna has a different perspective on it.
No, you covered it. I think relationships with people are very hard.
Yeah.
And I think everybody comes to a relationship with baggage. And I think sometimes some things are easier for people to fix than other things. And so maybe you talk to your friend and say, this one particular thing is bothering me. And if that person is able to make that change to continue to be friends with you, or able to help you understand why they have those issues and work on changing it, I think that's important. That being said, everybody has baggage, and sometimes it's harder to deal with than other things. As an aspiring illustrator who went to film school, I'm equally happy about all the possibilities, says Jenny. Bob says, good morning, mods. Donna and Scott.
Good morning.
Caitlin says, I'm studying film art, so if you showed us how you make your movie, it would be amazing.
Fantastic. I think I might make a video at some point letting you guys see some of the script stuff that I'm writing for the next one. So if you have not seen Animal Crackers, go onto Netflix. It's only on Netflix. And
The first one.
watch the first one, because I'm going to be maybe posting maybe later this week or something some writing.
Do you have any tips on how to hold your pencil better? I'm also autistic and have trouble holding pens correctly, which causes me to grip too hard, which makes drawing and writing painful and tiring.
Well, there is no correct way to hold a pencil. If you go to art school, they're going to tell you to hold your pencil like this. But there's no correct way to do that. Go ahead.
Our friend Ashley Braven has some great products on her channel. She's disabled, and she does an art channel with a ton of different products that she shows, and something like what she's got there might make it easier for you to grip your pens and pencils. So I would suggest going to Ashley's channel and looking at some of her. She's on Instagram, and she's here on YouTube, right? Yeah. And she's got some great things that she's used herself that might be able to help you. I would suggest that. And I hope that you'll be able to find something so you can keep doing what you love.
Yeah, I did make a short about it, and there are some people, like there are teachers who are going to tell you how to hold it. But if you're holding it so tight that it's hurting your hand, can I ask, are you doing colored pencils? Because colored pencils, you have to press down so hard it hurts. And
You get calluses.
I would consider trying something else, like watercolors.
Okay, the Color Wheels friend that was recording wasn't doing it for school or with consent. She wanted to post it on her social media for the quote book she keeps for me.
A quote book. All right.
If she's videotaping you without consent, that's not okay.
Yeah.
If she's taking pictures of you without consent, not okay. I think
especially if she's posting it.
Yeah, if she's posting it on social media, that's not okay. So you need to just say, it is not okay for you to record me when I ask me if it's a good time. Say, can I record you now? And that gives you the ability to say yes or no.
Yeah. people need to know consent, and not everybody knows that. So you're going to have to educate her.
Yeah, 100%. And you don't have to do it in a mean way,
Yeah.
but you can simply say, I'm not comfortable being recorded right now.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to record me or take a picture of me.
It should be a set thing. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to do this.
Correct.
And if you don't want to be on social media, you don't have to. If this is something that she wants to keep for herself or whatever, that's fine. But it's got to be under your terms.
Anytime someone's taking a picture of another person, it needs to be, I mean, the consent needs to be there. 100%. And you guys can disagree with me on that. And I know I'm old school because I lived through the era before we had social media. But not everything has to be on your social media. It just doesn't. You don't have to live your life in front of the camera. And if somebody does, but you don't, that's your prerogative too. So you don't have to be on there because someone else wants to put you on there. That's my 2 cents, and that's the mom in me. So there you go. So are you really making a sequel? Cool.
Yeah. Not something that we were really setting out to do.
Yeah,
it was just,
we're not big sequel people, but we're doing it.
Yeah. The studios really wanted us to do it. And so, right now we're just, like I said, we're beginning officially in August. But right now I am just working on the script.
Yeah. One thing at a time. We do script, and then we do character designs, and then we start character modeling, and then we do animation. And in between all of that, we do our recording of the actors. Well, casting and then recording. So,
Yeah.
what book do you recommend to learn art?
Well, everybody's got a different book. My favorite is a sketchbook. Get a sketchbook and just draw the world around you. Draw everything every day. That's the best thing you can do. One of my favorite books when I was younger was How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. But that might not be your thing.
Oh, Animal Crackers isn't on Netflix in my country.
Oh, what country?
I'm sorry.
If
Yeah,
you don't mind
Caitlin,
me?
what country is that? You got me into painting on vinyl. I've painted Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2, and I'm painting an Ethel Kane one now. Thank you for inspiring me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
How do you take pictures of your art? Because every time I try to take pictures of my art, the piece is really desaturated.
Oh, I scan it. A scanner really is the best thing you can do. And if you don't like the saturation, you're allowed to adjust the saturation in Photoshop.
Okay, so this is a zebra brush pen on grabby paper, and Scott will hopefully be getting around to watercoloring today.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I mean, it's only 9:30. The watercolors aren't going to take too long.
I know, they're just asking. Let's see. Also, if you, there are companies that will scan your art for you. There's a company here. Yeah, it is expensive here. But if you're doing a piece or you're going to print a piece and you need it scanned, they'll do high resolution scans. Just throwing that out there if anybody needs to do that. Hello from Colorado. Oh, this person mainly colored pencils and graphite.
Yeah. See,
that's why you're having problems.
I did colored pencils primarily too, and it does give you calluses, and it's real. Colored pencils are very expensive. I did colored pencils. I was a professional colored pencil artist for 30 years, and it is so much cheaper to do watercolors. It is so much easier on your hands. I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just, as someone who's been there, it definitely is
Yeah.
easier on your hands.
How do you tell if you're ready to post your art online? I really want to, but I have doubts.
I think you're always going to have doubts anytime you do something that you've never done before. And so there's a new app slash website called Kara, and it's for artists. It's like Instagram for artists, right? And all of the artists are going on there. And so I joined up and I've been posting my art on there, and I'm looking at, just first of all, there's just some amazing artists who are posting, and they are doing such beautiful stuff. And I drew Billie Eilish at one point, and it's just one of those on the tanned Strathmore paper. But I've seen at least 3 different Billie Eilish paintings, and they're just so unique. It's not just a portrait of her. It's like she's listening to music, or she's sitting on a couch or whatever, and they're so stylized, but they look like her. And I'm going, guys, these people are so talented, and they could do the things that I'm doing, but so much better. And they've got like tens of thousands of followers already, and I've got 500, and it's like I'm back in art school again, and everybody's better than me, and no one's looking at me, and I just got like, well, I don't even want to post on here anymore. So I'm saying that to the person who had said about going and posting your art online. How do you know when you're ready? I think you never know, but just know that even people like myself still feel intimidated and inadequate and whatnot. It's tough.
I'm gonna chime in and say I think social media does that to people. I think social media, the algorithms and things, like they pick somebody who they want. And I mean, everybody says, oh no, they don't. It's the algorithm. And I'm gonna call BS on that one. And I'm going to say they pick what they want to highlight. They pick what they want to be out there. And your worth as an artist, your worth as a human being is not determined by the number of followers you have on social media. It is not. So that is the mom in me, and that is the pre-social media person in me. So... Scott, this may be a weird question. How was your life as an artist in your 30s? What were you doing? What were you working on? Have you ever had times when you doubted yourself, and any failures?
All right. So in my 30s, I was, I got a chance to be the artist on Spider-Man. And it was digital. So it was all done in 3D. So that was the culmination of my entire life. Like everything I had wanted to do, that was it.
The pinnacle of your existence.
The pinnacle of my existence. After that, I tried to go back to doing colored pencils, and I was just bored of it. I had done Marvel hired me to do an X-Men card set, and I did it, and I got the artwork back, and I got, God, it was nothing. It was just so bad. I just didn't like it. So I just decided to stick with the digital. So through most of my 30s, I did 3D art. I did a comic series called The Dreamland Chronicles. I did a web comic, and that was it. So I really wasn't making traditional art because I was burnt out from the colored pencils. I just think colored pencils can only take you so far. It's kind of like someone who says, I love crayons. And you're like, okay. And they're like, I want to be a professional crayon artist. And you're like, okay, but crayons are very limited in what they can do. You can only blend so much. You can only do so much. They're like, no, I'm going to be the best, crayon artist ever. And you might be, but your art is still limited by that.
I'm going to tape a crayon to a wall and call it art.
Yeah. by that. And so I think I had to, in my 40s, I came back to art, and that's when I taught myself watercolors. So my 30s were very devoid of traditional art because I was burnt out from the colored pencils.
Did you feel relieved that you took that time off, or were you just like
No,
in a chasm of some sort?
no, I wanted to do traditional art, but I just didn't have the tools, and I think the tools were that I think I felt that I wanted to paint, but I just didn't feel like I could, whether it was because I was already an adult. I was too old to learn, you know.
Which we all know is crap.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there were so many things going on in my head that were keeping me from doing that. And then eventually I found the courage to do it, but I just you know, and I also had started the Dreamland Chronicles and I wanted to finish it, so I had that, and but I'm glad
And
I
that was all
finally,
digital.
yeah, I'm glad I finally came back and did traditional art.
You seemed like a much happier person when you picked up watercolors and you started doing your Art Nouveau paintings. I think that was I don't know what they call it when an artist is like, it was your next era.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the era of Art Nouveau and watercolor for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's time that we talk about Skillshare again and how they're sponsoring our live today. And pinned to the top, is it? I don't know if it's 100 things per day or if it's 100 things.
That's up to them.
I don't know. Okay.
I'll let Skillshare figure that out.
At any rate, click on the link and try a month of Skillshare for free. They're sponsoring today's live. Actually, they'll be sponsoring our lives for the next month. So you guys can give them a try. I actually really did like their bullet journaling class that they had. I thought that one was really cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
All right, here we go.
There are so many videos, Pizza Wizard, on drawing hair. So many videos.
By so many, she means 3.
No, there's a lot of videos that
There's
you did.
3 shorts.
Okay, there's 3 shorts on hair then. I'm getting bullied at school for my art. What should I do?
Avoid the bullies.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to listen to them. If it's physical bullying, I would talk to the principal, talk to the counselors, talk to the teachers, get help. You don't need to deal with bullies.
You don't deserve that.
So there's no reason that you should ever have to have your physical safety in danger.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put up with it. You don't have to suck it up. Anybody telling you that is lying to you.
Oh, Richard's here. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard. Blow dryer.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay. I think I muted Scott, but you guys tell me if he's muted or if it's still loud. Let's see. The watercolors he's using are Winsor and Newton watercolors. And maybe one of the mods could put a link into the resources. And let me know if that was too loud or if I muted the right one. I think I muted the right one. Daiji says, I signed up for Kara recently, and I'm kind of intimidated at all the gorgeous art. I haven't posted anything.
Yeah.
Zoya is going to go to sleep.
There's a lot of really talented people on there. And, again, it's I'm always telling you guys, it's like my art is nothing special. It's really not. And um, I I think I'm a better storyteller than I am an artist, and I'm okay with that. But
You're a
when you
very
put
good
my art
storyteller.
up next to, real artists, it's
Real artists, because you're not a real artist.
I'm
What
just
is
saying,
that?
it's very intimidating. It really is.
Well, when you
And
compare yourself with somebody else, sure it is.
yeah.
You can you can say that for anything. You can say that for writing. You can say that for, you could even say that in a business situation. Oh, look, that person's a better manager than I am. That
Oh,
person's a better
well, same
whatever than
thing
I
as
am.
as
You know?
filmmaking. I made a film,
Exactly.
and
But I'm saying
I'm
it's
not
not,
I'm not a real filmmaker. I made a film, but it's like I'm not. I'm a director and I'm a writer, but I wouldn't put myself up against a Steven Spielberg or whoever a good screenwriter is. That's just not my thing. It doesn't mean I can't be in that medium. But if I was to go and join a website with, put my film up on the same, thing, like say there's a film festival, and then Steven Spielberg or Ron Howard or Robert Zemeckis or whoever joins it, no one's even going to know I'm there. And that's fair. But that's what I'm saying is there are people who genuinely have a gift. They just have a something about them that just makes them, head and shoulders above everybody else, and you acknowledge that. I think that's totally valid as an artist to say these are people with a genuine vision.
like Greg.
Huh?
Like Greg.
No, no, better than that. These are people who just have a. Greg is extremely talented, but his work never stood out as one of the greats. Like
Well, who of his era would you say would be great?
his era was Frank Frazetta.
Oh.
Was like stood out
And you
as
don't
that.
think he's as good as Frank Frazetta?
No, not even. No, his stuff is more. I feel more akin to Greg's stuff. His stuff is very rudimentary. He's got great colors. But
His lighting is tremendous.
There you go. You're not great because you have good lighting. It means you've grasped an aspect. But like I said, there are the people who are on my bookshelf. Are people who are.
Okay.
But again, I'm not saying that the people on Kara are, the greats, but you can definitely see that these people are the masters
Very
at what
talented.
they do.
Right.
Yeah. Blow dryer.
Oh, hold on. Okay. I get giving up on social media. It feels way more free without a social media presence. I think social media for your generation, I could care the least whether I post or don't post on social media. And I think for now, I think what I see is trying to use it for a positive aspect. But I understand, taking a break from it for sure and not wanting to post your stuff there. Caleb wants to know if you worry about AI taking your art and how you go about remedying that.
No, I don't worry about that because my art is traditional, and AI can't at this time create traditional art. It can copy it digitally, but I think the way that I've always protected my intellectual property is to put it out there publicly as early as possible, and a lot of artists, writers, etc. will they'll hide their work until the very last moment to make like a grand reveal. And I'm like, nope. Hey, everybody, I've got this idea and I'm working on this idea. And this is the idea that I'm working on. And
I'm doing this.
I'm doing this. And
Flag in the ground.
Yeah. And I posted that, like, I found like Facebook posts where I'm talking about, I'm writing a new book called Animal Crackers. This is like 15 years ago. And it gives me like a benchmark of when I'm doing stuff, and it lets me kind of just.
It also lays claim to the copyright.
It lays claims to the copyright, and I could show people here's publicly where I put this out there, and I think the same thing with my art is if some. Now, mind you, before AI came out, people were stealing my art. They were just literally just downloading my art and making T-shirts and shower curtains and whatever it is. And you know, I don't have time to chase all these people down. Look, if you can make money off of my art where I can't, God bless you. But right now,
that's not saying you should do that.
No, but I'm saying it's. There's only so much you could do. You can't go chasing down every single pirate that's out there pirating your stuff. And it's like playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it is.
You just don't want to waste your time doing that. But look, people are going to steal your art, and if they do, I take it as a compliment, because if your art is worth stealing, that's not a bad thing. Okay. But again, I'm not in any way downplaying how much it hurts to see someone stealing your art. But I think at some point you have to keep moving forward and creating new art rather than stopping your life to chase people down. Blow dryer.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so the zebra brush pen is about $2.65, and we buy those on jetpens.com. Now, keep in mind that is here in the United States. Let's see. All right. The art on. Let's see. I'm just catching it in my. Okay. This person has been asking about how to do detailed backgrounds, and they're having problems with doing detailed backgrounds. Do you have any advice on that?
Photo reference. Get yourself some good photo reference and copy the photos. I tend to, if I have a very detailed background and a figure, I will tend to do the background first because I'm more confident in the backgrounds. Or in the figures than I am the backgrounds. So, but get good photo reference, and if you're having a hard time with that, trace it. But I would look at the video for the guild and look where I start working on the background, because it's very detailed. And I talk about line weight, I talk about saturation, I talk about contrast, and see if that helps you. It hopefully will.
Scott, you're teaching a master class in imposter syndrome right now, says Jenny. Super accurate. Okay, in addition to Spider-Man Quality of Life, Scott wrote the Dreamland Chronicles.
And illustrated it.
And that is on... There's a link on the website, or there's a link on the...
Or you could just go to the dreamlandchronicles.com.
There you go. That's his pet project. That is his like number one favorite comic thing that he's done. Good afternoon from Germany. I love your videos. They're so inspirational. Glad to catch you live.
Thank you.
I really want to make a comic book, but usually I get bored of it too quickly. Can you help? That is Simon.
Yeah, do shorter comics. Try to do a 4-page comic and see what you like. But, you know, if you're getting bored of it...
Maybe I like the story.
I would do that too. I would get bored. But I think what you have to do is do a smaller one and finish it. Get that feeling of accomplishment. Blow dryer.
Okay. There you go. Thanks, Misty. Appreciate that. Nixia posted the link to the dreamlandchronicles.com so you guys can see it. Oh. Great, Chris. Chris says the full video for the guild is so good, not only for the background.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
That's awesome. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me unmute you. There you go. Your D&D painting made me want to draw our D&D party. Now I'm the designated artist for our campaign. Thank you. That's Molly Cat.
That's great. Thank you.
Jenny says, my problem with social media is that I'm forced to be on it to stay in the loop with my kids' school, other local groups, as well as keeping in touch with relatives abroad. I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's a thing. I honestly don't miss that. When your kids are out of school, you can drop a lot of those groups, and it's very liberating. You can also drop out of about 4,000 email lists regarding school. Although I will tell you, if your kids decide to go to college, you will still get emails from that. And all the colleges have social media, so you can stalk your kid that way too, if you decide to do that. Which is kind of crazy. Not many artists can do what you do. I think you have something very special, even if you can't see it yourself.
Oh, thank you. You know, I'm very grateful for the last 4 years that I've been able to do this. It's been the first time in my life that I've been really able to make a living making art, with my traditional art. It's always been video games or film or comics. But this is the first time that I've been able to just genuinely be me and just make art that makes me happy. And I'm very grateful for it. But I am looking forward to doing the movies.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Clock. Who are you drawing and what is the reference picture?
This is a person named Melanie Martinez, and the reference picture is that.
There you go. Ray says, did you know they're making Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
I did not.
If Scott taught me anything, it's that it's okay to be insecure with your art and that someone out there may need it. Got started on my passion project of a webcomic recently because of him.
Oh, that's great. Webcomics are the best.
Jenny says, haha, oh my God, the emails. I have like 50,000 unread emails. Seriously, I know. I just delete them. You're never going to go back to them. Just delete them. Yeah. Book Lover says, when drawing with colored pencils, please know that you don't need to press down too much. Layering is key. You just slightly draw in circular motions, and that'll even give you a more even finish. Do you plan on making more long format videos like the Guild in the future?
No, I think that is done. Look, I'll say this. Until we start in full production, I won't count my chickens till they're hatched, so to speak. So I'm not going to say 100% no, but I said I don't plan on it. Right now, my plan is to kind of phase out the art and move over to making the movies.
Do you think it'll be more like a vlog kind of a situation?
It's just going to be whatever I can post is what I'm going to post.
And it may not even be him, like the videos may be of Scott, but we may actually be able to hire like an editor to do the videos is our hope.
Blow dryer.
Hold on a second. Go ahead. That would be the hope so that he doesn't have to edit every video while trying to... That's where the struggle comes in. And you would think it sounds all glamorous when you make a film, but you have a budget, and so you have to very much stay within your budget. And so being able to hire somebody to do stuff would be a luxury. So we'll just have to wait and see how that all shakes down. That would be the hope. Okay, apparently you can buy the zebra brush pens in the Philippines for the same price they have them on jetpens.com, which is good to know.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. How often did you practice every day when you started, and when did you start drawing seriously?
I started drawing seriously in high school. And I think I drew every day.
Are you going to be making an Animal Crackers 2 movie poster?
I don't know. That's a good question because I'd love to do another movie poster, and I really like the one I did, but I think there are some things that I could have done a little better, and I think I'm a better artist now. But I just it hasn't entered my head as to what it would be, but I think once I get to that place, I think maybe I will, and maybe we can do it together.
Well, that'd be fun. We have to get everything moving so that it's kind of on autopilot.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's ever on autopilot with a movie, but till it's at least moving. Are there any tips to drawing on plastic or metal with the Artex markers, or is it relatively the same as on paper?
No, it's no difference. Depending, sometimes it might not take the first time, just depending. But for the most part, I think they draw better on plastic and metal than they do paper.
Didn't you use the acrylic markers?
That's what they're talking about.
They just said Artex markers.
Yeah, the acrylic markers. Are you talking about the acrylics markers? The acrylic?
Yeah, the Artex. They just say Artex markers. So if you're going to be doing it on plastic or metal, I would think you would do the acrylic.
Yeah, I don't know if Artex makes regular markers, alcohol markers.
I thought that's what you.
No, those were
Art Beak.
Those are Art Beak.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any affordable paint palette suggestions? I want to make art, but I'm on a tight budget.
Yeah, there are some on my website under resources. Look under art supplies and art supplies I've tried.
Have you made a video painting with Crayola watercolors, or am I tripping?
I think I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Crayolas were also in the light fastness test. Let's see. Florence, Hosier, Mitski, and now Melanie. Yay, I love all these musicians you're drawing and painting. Donna, what's something you've learned about life from being with Scott all these years and vice versa? Oh, boy. I don't know if you can boil 35 years down into one thing. Change is the only constant. And I would go with that one. Let's see. Since you've worked with Danny DeVito, have you ever watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I have not. Not really my kind of humor.
Let's see. Are we getting any Donna videos? I have posted 115 quote videos on my YouTube channel. You do have a Pinterest account, right?
I do. I don't use it, but I do have one.
Okay. Is that listed on the...
I think so.
Okay. Check the about thing, and the link should be there for that. Put clever. Well, we already know how quickly Scott can change his plans. Cough, relatable cough.
Shh, blow dryer.
Okay. Yeah, I keep telling you, he doesn't pick anything until the morning of. We sort of fly by the seat of our pants here. Okay. Shiku-san wants to know if the Ohuhu 360 marker pack is worth it. They already have the 120 pack. Do you think they should get the 360 pack?
I will say this. I haven't used maybe 20% of those markers. I don't know if you need that many.
You've only used 20% of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you need that many markers. I think 80 is a good number. Genuinely.
Maybe some people like those.
I know, but they were asked what I thought.
Yeah. I'm trying to make a book or a webcomic, but I don't know how to start.
Write the story, outline it at least, the story. Figure out who your characters are at the beginning of the story and who your characters are at the end of the story. They should grow, they should change. The events should be life-altering. Get all of that stuff down. Don't start a comic book without knowing what the story is. I know you want to make art, but take it from me. I did that for the first issue of the Dreamland Chronicles. I just kind of wrote it. I just made the art, and then I wrote the dialogue later. And it's clunky.
I've been having trouble with my only friend. She's been really bad for my mental health, and I just couldn't stay friends with her. But now everyone is begging me to become friends again. Please help.
I would say if you think that they are worth it, you don't do it because they want it to. Do it if you think that they lay some ground rules. This is what I need from this relationship. It's transactional. Okay? I need this, and this. And if I don't get this, then I'm not going to be your friend. So if you truly want to be my friend, I need you to do this, and this. There's nothing wrong with being open and honest about your needs. You are not obligated to keep friends.
Let's see. Favorite breakfast food?
God, maybe waffles?
I like scones.
Scones are great too. I used to eat Entman's chocolate donuts for
God,
breakfast.
those are so good.
So,
Those are the best.
yeah, that might be my favorite.
Those
Definitely
are the
not healthy,
best.
but
Yeah, they're not healthy for you at all, but they're so good. Sparkling Edit says if she's really impacting your mental health, don't be friends with her.
yeah. But I always say if someone, I always just figure at a younger age, not everybody knows that they're doing some of the things that they're doing. And if you give them a chance to improve, I when I was in my 20s, I was working at a game company, and some of you have heard this story before, but we had just such a good time. We're making video games for a living, and you're in your 20s, and we would all just joke around and tease each other, and I just thought that was what guys were supposed to do because that we were all doing it. And I guess I got really good at teasing different people for their accents or for their weight or whatever. And at some point I just pushed it too far just because I just did not know. And so there was, several days or whatever where they just wouldn't really talk to me and whatnot. And then just one of the guys just said, you're being very, as he put it, assholey. And I needed to hear that. And then from there, I toned it down and I didn't know they would tease me about stuff about me. I would tease them about stuff, but I didn't know what was too far because I was still young. And had that person not told me that, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have been able to change.
I wouldn't have known. Yeah. And so I I think sometimes we're just learning the boundaries of how a friendship works, and and what's too much and what's not enough. And so give them a little bit of grace to learn. If you tell them and they still don't want to learn, then that's not worth it. But if you tell them and they go, "I'm so sorry, I will be better," and they actively make themselves better for you, then that's a good friend.
Yeah.
Blow
Say good
dry.
morning to Santa.
Hey Santa, how are we doing?
Go ahead. He's never seen Sweeney Todd. Okay, hold on a second here. Whoa. Sorry, I thought he was done blow drying. You don't have to post on social media, soft potato. That is not a necessity in life. Posting on social media is not a necessity. Let's see. I am in high school and have realized lately that I might have autism. My parents are disregarding it, but my siblings agree that it's possible. Do you think it is worth it to get a diagnosis?
I think I think it's wonderful to get a diagnosis if you can. I think not every family either is inclined to or maybe can afford to get the testing, the diagnosis testing. It's not cheap. So try if you can to get your school to do some testing. Most schools will have the ability to test, or like
Or refer you where you
refer
can be
you,
tested.
or something that they might be able to do, because that will help you so much with your school and just knowing more about you. If they do the tests, if they're able to do it and it doesn't come across as conclusive, then I would wait until you're on your own to try doing it on your own if you still really feel serious about it. But get the free one first from the school and see
If the school does it.
if the school can do it, and then go from there. I think that's the best thing for you. But yeah, knowing is super helpful.
Little Shop by the Sea says, some boys are being very rude to me at the moment, and what they say always really affects me. Do you have any advice on how to be less worried what people think?
No, I wish I did. I wish there was like a single thing that I could tell you that would make it all better, but it comes from
Insecurity.
yeah, but I'm saying, feeling better about it comes from learning your own self-worth and being confident that you deserve to be treated with respect. And that is just something you have to convince yourself of. There's no magic pill I can give you that would do that. You really need to learn to advocate for yourself and say, I don't have to listen to people being mean to me. I don't have to accept criticism. I don't have. There's we're already our worst critics. So every day I will hide, half a dozen, to a dozen people on my channels who tell me I'm ugly, tell me I'm stupid, tell me my art sucks, tell me that I don't need to give them any validation. I don't need to I don't owe them a platform to criticize me. I just don't. And so I think once you start to advocate for yourself and say, I'm worthy of being in a world where I'm accepted and I'm loved and for who I am, and I am struggling and I'm working towards all of this stuff on my own. I don't need people pulling me down. I need people lifting me up. And you seek out people who lift you up. You seek out people who will be there for you and encourage you, rather than being around people who will pull you down.
You also need to remember that you don't need it's quality versus quantity when it comes to friends and people in your life. You don't need 500 friends that are very cursory friends, like, hey, how's it going? You know, if you have a small group of people, even just like 2 or 3 really good friends that you can call and talk to about things, that's better than 500 people who don't really care. Just remember that too. That's important. What type of white gel pen are you using?
A very bad one.
Is it not working again?
Oh, it's horrible. Look at this.
Another one out of the drawer.
This is a Uniball Signo, and they are so temperamental.
Yeah.
They work
Sometimes
one day,
they
don't
work,
work
and
another day.
Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. My friends say a good artist needs to have a beautiful face. Should I do plastic surgery? I'm really scared. Okay, I don't know if you're being serious, because I don't know who the heck would possibly say that.
I don't have any more of this.
I have one upstairs. Do you need one?
No, it's fine. Yeah, your friends are just teasing you.
No, they're giving you a hard time. I mean, that's ridiculous. Do you have a color combination you absolutely despise?
None that come to mind. I was gonna say red and green just to tease Santa, but no. None that really come to mind. I don't have a list of things I don't like.
This Mushroom Girl's friend has done this so many times, and they've set boundaries, and she's young and there's still no excuse for what she did. Then she doesn't have to be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
And you can just tell everybody the things that she's done are not acceptable. And if at some point I see her change and I decide that that's something I'm willing to let in my life, then you can. Is it wrong to have crushes on people? My friends are saying I'm obsessed with a boy I like.
I think obsession isn't good. Just remember, you are most likely just judging this person based on their physical appearances and not for who they are. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you would want someone to do that to you. Mm-mm. And get to know them if you can. See if they're a nice person. Look, there are yummy people out there. There are people that you go, wow, that person is gorgeous. And I think that's wonderful. But nothing good comes of seeing someone from a distance and pining for them and obsessing over them. It's going to in no way make your life any better. So
really?
Yeah.
Because 35 years ago I was pining for you.
You were not.
I was too. I was pining for you. It was crazy.
From afar, from all the way over at Handbags.
How did you get so good at drawing people?
Practice.
Mm-hmm. I will also add that if you are obsessed with someone from afar, perhaps you should try to speak to them and have a conversation. Having spoken with many people in my life, a lot of times what happens is the obsession ends the minute the other person opens their mouth. because they cannot carry on a conversation. So just throwing that out there. Also happens with friends. You're like, wow, I thought you were a nice person. Lo and behold. Yeah.
All right. I think we are done.
I guess my friends think it's weird. I only like one dude and I don't know how to talk to the opposite gender without making it awkward. Oh, you're just young, that's all.
Yeah.
You're just young. It's okay. Awkward is normal. Awkward is normal. It's fine.
It's part of the human condition.
Yeah. You're just lucky if you get less awkward as you get older. Scott did make a video of his earliest art. It's called
Watch my art grow over 40 years.
There you go. Can't get over yummy people. There will always be yummy people out there.
Yeah.
Always. There will always be people who turn your head and make you look because we call them the beautiful people, right? There are always people that are just beautiful, you know? I mean,
they won the genetic lottery.
Yeah, they did.
Say, yeah.
You know, they've got perfect hair or nice cheekbones or whatever it is. But, you know, that is superficial. That is not who they are as a person. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Are there any types of art supplies you don't like using?
Oil pastels have really been something that bothered me.
A thorn in your side.
I don't like graphite pencils either.
Has anyone thought you faked being autistic? I had people in my life that thought I faked having autistic traits due to not acting like a stereotypical autistic person.
Oh yeah, my entire family when I got diagnosed. No, you're not autistic, is what they all said. And I just kind of had to point out to them events through my life where I'm like, hey, remember this? Oh yeah. Remember when this happened and I had a meltdown? Remember when this happened and I had to leave? You know, and then it started to kind of piece together. But yeah, no one wanted to believe it, and it's not like a bad thing. I think that's the other thing. I think it's people see any kind of differences as bad, and I think that's the problem. You know, they see if you're part of the LGBTQ as bad. They see if you have different colored skin tones as bad. They see that if you are of a different religion, that's bad. If you're neurodivergent, that's bad. Anything that's not quote unquote normal to them is considered bad. Any kind of disability is bad. And so I think that's all a part of their limited ability to, or narrow-mindedness.
Narrow-mindedness is a better way to put it.
That's a part of their narrow-mindedness, and it's not your problem. Other people's narrow-mindedness is not your problem. So
you have to do you too. I mean, for years, Scott tried to mask what was going on, and honestly, his diagnosis was a huge relief. Just knowing, okay, this is who he is, and everything, at least for me, everything made sense. Oh, that's why he did all these things.
Yeah. But now that I know, I can add. I went and visited my cousin in Connecticut, and I was able to advocate for myself and and say, hey, you know, he wanted to go to a casino, and I'm bringing my headphones with me, and I know.
You go to a restaurant, you bring your headphones.
I bring my headphones. I brought my sketchbook with me, and I just kept my head down and I drew. I could still carry on a conversation, but I know that having something,
parameters.
Things that help me get through crowded, overstimulating places, is something that I need to do. And
Sometimes he'll leave the grocery store if we go to the grocery store together, and I'll say, "Do you want to go outside?"
yeah,
And he'll just go outside and he'll wait for me outside. And
Yeah.
I'll finish paying and getting all the bags and everything else. It's just knowing what you need and having the person that you're with understand what you need.
but you can explain it to your family, and there are going to be some who are going to accept it and some who don't. And I think the ones who don't want to accept that you're autistic, in their own way, think that they're protecting you, because in their mind, if you're autistic, then you're less. And they're like, no, you're not that. That's less. You're up here. You're with the rest of us. Is how in their limited point of view, that's how they see it. Like it's like if you were being self-deprecating and you're like, oh, I'm a bad artist. No, you're a great artist. You know, that kind of thing. Or no, you're pretty. You're not ugly like those people. You're pretty. You know, and I think that's how they feel, that they're protecting you, that they're lifting you up by saying, no, you're not autistic. You're this. You're that. No. They're not, you know, but and so I don't think they're doing it maliciously. I think they're in their own way trying to do it to lift you up. But
yeah, but I think the best part about all of this coming to light and being discussed more is that, like somebody had said, the range of normal is shrinking. It's just a setting on the dryer, honest to God. I mean, there's nobody out there that's normal. Everybody has baggage. Everybody has something they're dealing with. And there's no difference between finding out that you're autistic and somebody else who had all these traumas and stuff in their childhood that they're dealing with. If everyone was just kinder to everyone else.
Okay, let's go back to what the person said. That the what was it? The level of normal is shrinking.
Yeah, normal is a shrinking range for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean,
it should be.
It's. I think the same thing could be said about race. I think the same thing could be said about people with LGBTQ and gender. As the internet's come around and as we're able to interact with people of different races and genders and neurodivergence and whatnot, we're finding out that normal isn't normal. Normal is just a standard that a very few people have put, and the rest of it is all a spectrum. The rest of it is all and I don't think we need to fit into the normal.
Yeah. This person, it was Droll Fox, who said the normal thing, says, yes, there should be no normal. The problem is people only see people who are normal as okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And that box that they want to put normal in, they want to make a box and put it in. It's ridiculous. It fits one or two people. It makes no sense.
And even so, if you were to take one or two people who are as identical as possible or as normal as possible, you're still going to, among those two or three people, they will find things about each other
that
is different that they don't like. Yeah. And that is inherent in our nature as human beings, is we are not bred, we are evolved to see the differences in things. The difference between danger and safe, the difference between edible and not edible. You know what I'm saying? This is how we perceive everything. This is different than this. And but it's the society part of it where we take that and we say this is better than this because it's different, and that's wrong. But, okay, it is time for us to go.
And we're going to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video one last time, and let you guys know that the link is at the very, very top. We pinned the link.
And it's going to be in the description when this video is done. You can click it and get a free month. And we're going to be saying this for the next month because they've sponsored the entire month, which was very nice of them. And we love you all. Thank you for letting us take a week off last week. We definitely needed it.
Thanks for that.
And we're looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
And no, we don't know what he's going to draw on Wednesday. We
This
don't know.
was at 8:55 is when I picked Melanie Martinez.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you guys all on Wednesday.